The Man Who Shot a Ghost. I'm Rebecca Lieb.
I'm Jason Horton.
And this is Ghost Town.
In 1804, Francis Smith shot and killed Thomas Millwood, mistaking him for the Hammersmith Ghost. The following court case set a legal precedence regarding self-defense.
Oof. A ghost, a man, a gun, a courtroom. What's next?
That's it. Just those are all the things.
All right, I guess I'll leave.
So the Hammersmith Ghost is a court case where I was like, yeah, I shot him. Thought it was a ghost. They're like, not a ghost. It was the more logical thing, not a ghost.
How about not a ghost? Everything's a ghost to me if I can get away with it. It's like, oh, that ghost cut me off. I stole from a ghost Walgreens one time.
You have to admit, Hammersmith section of London, early 1800s.
Okay, that's spooky.
I mean, that's exactly, listen, I would think everything is a ghost as well.
Yeah. I mean, if it means shooting people, you're a ghost. I'm a ghost. This person's a ghost.
The Hammersmith Ghost was first spotted in the Hammersmith region of London in November 1803. Was not your friendly neighborhood ghost, by the way.
No, it was a person.
It was supposedly attacking people, with several claiming to have been physically grabbed in and around the Hammersmith churchyard.
Okay, so there's already some ghost sightings.
There was a bit of panic around this. It wasn't just like where a guy was like, I saw a guy, I shot him. Ghost. There's a lot of things happening that caused, I think, we talk about things like a mass hysteria.
Yes.
That causes people to, it just exacerbates. Am I saying that right?
Exacerbates, yeah.
Exacerbates?
Yeah, you said exacerbates like jazzercise.
Right.
Exacerbates, which is fun. It sounds fizzy.
How do you say it?
Exacerbates?
Are you sure that's right?
Yeah.
If you're a ghost, I'm shooting you.
No!
That's exactly what a ghost would say.
Oh, no. So people are on high alert. They've been seeing weird shit around, and here we are.
It pretty much came to this. Mm-hmm. Some thought it was the spirit of a man who had killed himself, whose spirit would not lie. And descriptions of his appearance varied, but most said he was tall and wore white, which is
ghosty.
Standard ghost.
He was in a sheet with eye holes cut out. And
I can imagine like early 1800s, like what was the color palette? Black? White,
yeah, exactly.
Or nothing.
It was exactly. Maybe a gray, if you are celebrating, but that is it.
However, some were skeptical that this ghost was everything it claimed to be.
Most ghosts aren't.
Not at
least. Am I right, ladies?
Not least when one witness alleged the ghoul was discarding a white tablecloth before running off on one occasion. Okay. So the ghost got rid of the ghost part.
Ghost evidence.
Still, many local people remain sufficiently unnerved by the possibility of a supernatural presence haunting Hammersmith and nervous at fleeting glimpses of figures wearing white, which is, I got to imagine, I feel there's a lot of chains rattling, horses.
Well, this is like pale English people everywhere. This seems like it's ripe for blaming things on ghosts.
White clothes also happen to be the garments most often worn by a local bricklayer. Convenient. Thomas, the bricklayer Millwood. Nope, just Thomas Millwood.
Okay.
A few people had previously been startled when encountering him at night. His wife even asked him to wear something different. It's like, they're going to think you're a ghost.
Honey, if you go out there, I swear to God, they will think you are a ghost and they will shoot you.
And he's like, well, I'm Thomas, the white-wearing bricklayer Millwood. She's like, that's not your middle name.
That's not. Your middle name is Michael.
Stop making street names work.
Yeah, enough. Just go to work. It's already midnight.
Millwood insisted. And it's like, I'm going to wear what a bricklayer wears.
I'm not no chimney sweep. I am a white-wearing, beautiful man.
So he's like, I'm wearing what I'm wearing, but...
you can't stop me. You're oppressing me. I want a divorce.
Well, we can't stop him.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Can stop him.
She can't stop him.
She can't stop him.
She has the gun.
He can be stopped.
Okay.
There were reports of a ghost on the prowl and also led to ghost hunters on the march. They're...
Hunties.
I mean, what does it take to be a ghost hunter? Call yourself a ghost hunter.
That's it.
Now you need the internet, though, too. So back then, it was just ghost hunter.
We are ghost hunters, too.
Yeah.
We are state-of-the-art ghost hunters. Come with us. come to us with all your ghost hunting needs, please.
We only use dating apps.
It's
to
a
track them.
it's a modest rate.
Yes.
We're very affordable.
On January 3rd, 1804, almost Happy New Year, but not so happy. Sorry.
Your resolution to die.
Local man Francis Smith decided he was going to go look for the Hammersmith's ghost.
Okay.
So he took a shotgun with him.
Naturally.
Big guns.
They're like, what am I going to do if I encounter this ghost? Shoot him with a bullet? He's already dead.
Given the insubstantial nature that ghosts were legendarily associated with, it's hard to know how he thought bullets were going to kill a ghost.
That's exactly what I said. Hello.
I think the gun or a stick, an axe would be what you grab. But that's if you're going after like that. I sort of understand that as a knee-jerk reaction.
You bring some sage, some divining rods.
Also, is there any proof where it was like, well, we know bullets don't work? No, they don't. They could be like, hey, listen, bullets have worked the whole time, idiots.
Oh.
But you don't know anything about ghosts, so you never tried it.
Yeah.
So
maybe they slow them down.
In fairness. So Smith went off to patrol the area, and just as Millwood was making his way home late night by the Black Lion Lane, on spotting him, Smith, who had been drinking some pints.
Oh, that is prime ghost juice. You can see ghosts. If I have a couple pints, I'm in a haunted house.
A little bit drunk. He called out. He wanted to know,
You ghost?
who are you and what are you? Big 2 questions. He's like, well, hold on, that's 2 questions. Then, I guess he didn't really want the answer, just shot him.
Yeah. It's too late.
I guess what would he have said? Yeah, I'm a ghost. Chill.
Yeah.
Just
cool.
I'm just taking a walk.
Yeah.
A ghost walk.
Or no, I'm not a ghost.
I'm your neighbor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a guy and no.
It quickly became clear the victim was no ghost, and Millwood was taken to the nearby Black Lion Inn, but it was already too late. Oh boy.
Now it really is a ghost.
And let's take a little break now.
That sounds good.
And then, we're going to get to the legal drama, which is everyone's favorite part.
Exactly.
Get rid of the haunted part.
Sexy. They're like, haunted, just bring a book. Let's get to the courtroom.
Yeah. Ooh.
Let's get some records.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of, I don't know, like
hearsay and
fancy. I don't know how they looked. They didn't wear powdered wigs anymore.
Did they?
Did they really?
I don't know. I know they had they had like the robes.
Oh, they had wigs, right? Didn't they have
wigs and robes?
Wigs and robes. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty fancy.
Yeah. Let's do that. But first. So I want to talk a little bit about. We got a message about a week ago. We did an episode, and the boyfriend of one of the daughters of the victims in the episode. So someone died in a very gruesome way. We were contacted by his daughter's boyfriend.
Yes.
And it was a very heartfelt message. It was very sensitive. It was very honest. And he told us that she was very upset, that he was very protective of her, that she suffered a lot due to her father's death, and that she
it was like you said, it wasn't just like, hey, my girlfriend doesn't like this, take it down. And also that she found it, which is strange for us, because I think we do these and we think sometimes we're talking into the void, and the fact that somebody that's connected to these things, we don't honestly never think about that. And not to say that we do it where we're like, well, no one's listening anyway, so we'll just say what we want. I mean,
it's not like that at all. It's just, we lose touch because we're sitting in my living room at a microphone with a computer, and we aren't really in touch with our listenership beyond when people contact us or whatever, which we were so appreciate.
And we want to more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's like always the goal. It's
absolutely. But I think we get messages like this, and it makes us think. It makes me think personally: have we tackled the subject with the right amount of dignity? And also we're an entertainment podcast. We're a comedy podcast, so the line between fact and comedy and entertainment and making sure that people involved are respected is a really big concern of ours. So again, there are people whose lives that we talk about who have died painfully, who have committed crimes. This is all stuff that we really want to be really conscious of. So if there's anything that you guys think that we can do better in that regard, or if you are connected to anyone, like please, we would love to make a statement on behalf of the families. We would love to, talk about a different side of the story or give people a different viewpoint if you think we're missing out on that. I personally reached out to see if we could get a statement or how we could help this man's partner. And he was very, very kind, and it was a really productive exchange. But I think it bears saying that we are here and we want to make sure that everyone feels respected that we talk about on this podcast.
And that's one of the few times that we've kind of had almost put the brakes, not, just on the brakes on just, moving forward one day to the next. And for the record, of course, I've a pretty good working knowledge of every episode. And the episode in question, it wasn't just, I'm just putting this out there and it doesn't really make a difference. We weren't really forming too many opinions, or we were just reporting something that had been reported on. We didn't break into a police station or steal files.
Yeah, no.
The only reason I know about it, or we know about it, is because it existed, and then it was part of what we were talking about. So it was like, we're talking about this place. And also in this place, this happened, and what was happening was kind of unfolding sort of currently at the time. And I'm not going to tell you what episode, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And
we want to make sure that we don't call
it's
these
not
people
important.
out.
If they don't want to, that's totally fine. And, the fact is, it wasn't a matter of if somebody was like, hey, listen, you said that this happened completely untrue. Great.
Yes,
happy
please.
to go back and fix anything. But when it's just, here are things that happened according to news sources, and I'm not, it's not, it's reputable news sources in the sense of local news reporting on the things that are happening. And it wasn't a thing where we're just my opinion is do this. It wasn't, that wasn't the case.
I don't recall it being disrespectful.
And I don't think that's even what he was saying. I think he was just saying she found it, which has got to be pretty tough.
Really upsetting, yeah.
And so, he wanted us to take it down. That's not our policy.
Yeah, we can't. And again, our studio has a lot to say about that.
Sure.
We have ads and
also it depends on, we put work in, and if there's things that we said that were incorrect, or, we kind of tried to change the narrative, different story. But it's like, when we talk about something that's been talked about previous on many different levels, to me, you'd have to be like, well, if you can get those 15 places to take it down, happy to be number 16. But what we did do is we took the name out of the metadata.
Yes.
Just so it's not connected, and you would have to listen to the episode to even know that was happening. And I think the fact is that she was in internet searches.
Yeah.
It was one of the first things.
Exactly.
So I was happy to compromise, and obviously not have to hurt any. No,
we're not out to hurt anybody. That's the bottom line. We're here to illuminate things, be entertaining.
I mean, sometimes we talk about very innocuous things.
Oh, absolutely. Well. Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. And a lot of the times too, I think what we talk about is really old, and people have died already, or but this is it was a newer episode.
This is a newer, yeah.
This is a young woman in question, her and her sister, and we don't ever mean to be that way. And we are also really happy, again, to give them a platform, to give anyone a platform whose story hasn't been told or who has something to add. That's really important to us. And I think, too, as we're talking about these things, we're sitting here, we're kind of in a vacuum. Oftentimes, I will say something careless, perhaps. And hopefully, if that's the case and we hurt anyone, we're happy to make amends.
Hearing the person explain the relationship this person had with the person in question.
Yeah.
It's very strange to hear an account that's very close. Normally, it's not, that's from that to us. So that information is probably very limited. And to hear that almost lead up to what we're talking about and then the fallout after is it's tough to hear, but it's also very I don't know. It's nice to hear those things because when we're talking about this, like, I don't know that.
Yeah, we're not getting, again, we're getting some feedback if you guys want to give us feedback, but we are just going episode to episode. And so we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Really, really appreciate any type of constructive criticism, feedback, whatever.
So we just, I feel like that was something that if we didn't talk about it, we wouldn't be, because we're pretty like open books when we talk.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably talk about that, you know, you'll know probably a little bit more than a lot of people know about us.
Yeah. And I'd like to tell you more, but I also am trying not to.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm trying to hold back a little
exactly. Check my Instagram if you really want to see some good shit. I don't know.
We got a nice message.
Oh, that's nice.
Do you like nice messages?
No, I like only messages that criticize me, my voice, and my body.
So this is a review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you. We just hit 311 ratings.
Your favorite review number.
Yeah.
Magical 311.
When we get to 420, it's going to be really good.
When we get to 6969 though.
I was going to say 666 first.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're skipping all the way.
I want to get to 6,969.
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
Get there.
this one is from Rocky, RAWKY 11. Keep up the good work. In a world where everyone thinks they're the all-knowing podcast authority, it's nice to listen to a show with two normal, maybe, people just like you, also maybe, talking about things you like.
Yeah, it's like you guys, everyone thinks they're perfect. You guys are fuck-ups. And you know what? I'll keep listening. You know what? I'll take this as a compliment.
So that was nice. And if you ever want to leave a rate and
Rocky.
review, if you want to get us to that 420, then 666, and then 6960.
6,969.
Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you happen to listen. And if you're on Spotify, search Ghost Town Podcast, hit follow. It helps. We are not going to talk about where we're going to be doing our next live event or whatever you want to call it.
It will unfold.
Yeah, it will unfold. I'm still getting some more. I mean, it's definitely happening. We're just getting a little more information. If you look around, you can probably figure it out. And then, you can always go to
Patreon.com/GhostTownPod.
That's it. You're
I
getting
got it. It's only been a year and a half, almost 2 years.
And we talk about like a little follow-up haunting I had on that.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
This episode will be on there ahead of time without all this talk.
Not all this talk.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
But I think we had a good talk.
I think so too. I feel good. I feel like I'm ready to get back to shooting up some ghosts and the legal ramifications that occurred afterwards.
Order in the court. I'm sure it sounded way cooler than that. I'm sure it was.
Also like a little bit of your Jersey accent.
I know.
Order in the court.
Order in the court. Where's my coffee?
Oh.
After a lengthy trial, it was decided that Smith did not act in self-defense, nor was it reasonable to shoot a ghost in the face without trying to apprehend it. The judge reminded the jury that the defendant's good character meant nothing in this case because he shot a man in the face.
That is so brutal.
He encouraged the jury to find the defendant guilty of the murder of Thomas Millwood.
Not a ghost.
Not a ghost. No nicknames.
Yeah.
The jury comprised mostly of people that probably shouldn't be on a jury, but this has got to be a very unique case because somebody's like, I still believe in ghosts. Just to happen to be
like
a ghost.
bunch of like Eliza Doolittles who are like, I'm here. I'm here to pass judgment.
Where's my coffee?
One Jersey dude. The Jersey foreman, here to keep the peace.
He is either guilty of murder or is to be acquitted, said the judge. Smith believed that Millwood to be a ghost was irrelevant as he was not a ghost. The jury found him guilty of murder and thus Smith was to hang. However, due to much public outcry, the sentence was commuted to 1 year hard label. That's a huge commute.
What? They're like public death or 1 year of, I don't know, making license plates?
Yeah.
Making buggy plates?
Yeah. So that was...
Whoa.
So a huge publicity given to the case, meanwhile, persuaded the true culprit to come forward. John Graham, an elderly shoemaker, had been pretending to be a ghost.
Wait, what?
There's a twist.
An old man stumbles into the courtroom and he's like, wait. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm the ghost.
I'm the ghost.
So there was somebody
And they're like, get out of here, shoemaker.
Creating that, Thomas Millwood just happened to look at the time like he was
wearing white. I mean, let's be honest. Dude was wearing white and was out at night.
And probably just the shirt.
This is a town of idiots.
Yeah, he's like, I'm wearing a cowboy hat.
And the court was like, was he a ghost? Was he not a ghost? Ghost or not? And then the shoemaker busts in and is like, I did it all along. This is like insane.
He comes in, he said he's pretending to be a ghost, using a white sheet to frighten his apprentice, who had been scaring the grandchildren with ghost stories.
Oh, so it's like a cycle of ghost abuse and manipulation. That is not healthy. I don't like that.
So the case, there was a gap in the UK law from 1803 all the way to 1984, specifically about this, like what you could do they used this case in 1940 to be like, so hold on, remember that time the guy thought he was shooting a ghost? We need to change the laws on what self-defense is. Like if you think, you know,
can't be like, that's a vampire, that's a zombie, look, a bat.
Or like, that's Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
That was 1984.
Yeah, exactly. That was
I'm gonna shoot that person. Yeah. I also happen to have sex with their wife too. But I thought it was Slimer though. I thought I was having sex with Slimer's wife.
Come on, relax, everybody. I did what I needed to do.
Something that's kind of fun. There's the Hammersmith Ghost Silent Disco Walking Tour.
What the fuck are we doing here? Are you kidding me? Who is it on Segways? What are we doing?
Well, it's in Hammersmith, part of London.
At the end, does someone shoot you if you're wearing a light color?
You go to the locations and it's like a walking tour. They give you audio, but it's also like
a silent
disco. Yeah,
I hate this idea. I don't like this one bit. I think these people should.
Well, I got knife, returned your ticket. I don't know if I get a refund now.
Year of hard labor.
I want to thank the Londonist, Skeptoid, Mysterious Universe, and Reddit.
And the shoemaker just busts in here and he's like, I did it!
Wait, why don't you want to go on the silent disco tour?
I don't like silent disco. I think it's stupid.
Do you even know what it is?
Yeah, a silent disco.
Name it.
Yeah,
what
silent disco is when you put on the headphones and you're listening to music, but people around you can't hear, and you're dancing like a fucking idiot in the middle of the streets of London after a ghost tour. Give me a break. I just sounded like my mom right there.